Let's discuss about Form 1, Chapter 3, Square, Square Roots, Cube, and Cube Roots. So what is cube? The cube of a number is the product of the number multiplied by itself twice. For example, the cube of 2 is 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2 equals to 8. Same goes to 5, which is 5 multiplied by 5 multiplied by 5 equals to 125. And the symbol of cube is represented as a small tree known as cube. The cube is written as 4 cube. Now let's learn how to determine whether a number is a perfect cube or not. So what are perfect cube? A perfect cube is a number which is a product of 3 equal integers multiplied by itself twice. For example, 8 is a perfect cube because 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2 is 8. 2 multiply itself twice to form 8. 64 is also a perfect cube. Now let's look at exercise 1. By using the prime factorization method, determine whether each of the following numbers is a perfect cube. Let's take a look at A, which is 215 equals to 5 multiplied by 43. 5 and 43 are two different integers, therefore 215 is not a perfect cube. B, 343 equals to 7 multiplied by 7 multiplied by 7. So there are 3 7 here, which is equal integers. So 343 is a perfect cube. The cube root of a number is a value that, when used in a multiplication 3 times, gives that number. For example, 3 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 3 equals to 27. So 27 is the cube root for 27 is 3. Because 3 multiplied by itself 3 times to form 27. The cube root is represented as cube root 27. So if you type cube root 27 in the calculator, you'll get 3. Determine the value of each of the following without using a calculator. A, negative 7 cube equals to negative 7 multiplied by negative 7 multiplied by negative 7. So we do the first two. Negative 7 multiplied by negative 7 equals to 49 because negative multiplied by negative integer is positive. Then 49 multiplied by negative 7 equals to negative 343. B, 2 and 3 over 5 cube. So we make it into a fake fraction. Become 13 over 5 multiplied by 13 over 5 and multiplied by 13 over 5. So same as the one before, we do the first two first and we'll get 169 over 25 multiplied by 13 over 5. Then the answer is 2197 over 125. Now let's learn how to determine the cube roots of numbers using logical tools. So let's look at example 1. Cube root of 216. 216 equals to 6 multiplied by 6 multiplied by 6. So the cube root for 216 is 6. Next, let's look at cube root negative 0.064. You make it into a fraction and it becomes negative 8 over 125. So 8, we know that 8 is a perfect cube. 8 equals to 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2. and 125 equals to 5 multiplied by 5 multiplied by 5. So the answer is negative 0.4. We have to convert it to decimal because the question is in decimal. Exercise 3. A. Root 1 and 61 over 64 equals to cube root 125 over 64. Then we know that 125 is a perfect cube equals to 5 multiplied by 5 multiplied by 5, and 64 also equals to 5 and 4 multiplied by 4 multiplied by 4. So the answer for cube root 1 and 61 over 64 is 5 over 4. Next, cube root negative 0.216. Same as the example just now, we convert it to fraction first, which is negative 27 over 125. Negative 27 equals to negative 3 times negative 3 multiplied by negative 3, and 125 equals to 5 multiplied by 5 multiplied by 5. Then we convert negative 3 over 5 to negative 0.6 because the question is in decimal. So the answer is negative 0.6. Next, let's learn how to estimate the cubes and cube roots of numbers. Let's look at example 1. Estimate the cube of 10.4 by determining the range in which its value lies. So the solution is we find the nearest number for 10.4, which is 10 and 11. So 10 is smaller than 10.4, 10.4 is smaller than 11. Then we find the 10 cube, which is 1000, and 11 cube, which is 1331. So 10.4 is closer to 10. The answer is 10.4 cube approximately equals to 1000. Estimate the value of each of the following. A. 19.7 cube. So 19.7 cube, we find the nearest number, which is 19 and 20. Then we find the value of 19 cube, which is 6859, which is 20 cube. So 19.7 is closer to 20 cube. We can get that 19.7 cube approximately equals to 8000. Next, let's learn how to estimate the cube root of a number. For example, square root 313, we find the nearest perfect cube, which is 216 and 343. So cube root 216 equals to 6, and cube root 343 equals to 7. So 313 is closer to 343. So cube root 313 equals to 7. Exercise 5. So now we have to estimate the value of cube root negative 118. Same, we find the nearest perfect cube, which is negative 125 and negative 64. Then we find the value of these two numbers, which is negative 4 and negative 5. So negative 118 is closer to negative 125. So the cube root of negative 118 approximately equals to negative 5. B. Cube root negative 26.8. We find the nearest perfect cube, which is negative 27 and negative 8. Then we find the value of these two numbers, which is -2 and -3. So the answer is -26.8 approximately equals to -3 because it's closer to -27 compared to -8. Now let's solve problems involving cube and cube root. Malik wants to make a cubic frame using a piece of wire with a length of 150 cm. If the volume of the cube is 2197 cm cube, is the length of the wire sufficient? Give a reason for your answer. So the first step is we have to find the cube root of 2197. We have to find how long is each side of this cube. Cube root 2197 equals to 13 multiplied by 13 multiplied by 13. So the answer is 13. So now we know each side of this cube is 13 cm. There are 12 sides in the cube. So we take 12 times 13 cm. The total length is 156 cm. The answer is the length of the wire needed is not enough because Malik only has 150 cm. The minimum length of wire needed is 156 cm, which is the length of this cube. Exercise 7. Solve each of the following. -5 square plus cube root 2 and 7/9 minus 2 cube. So we break down what we know, which is -5 square equals to 25. Because -5 multiplied by -5, two negative integers become positive, which is 25. Then 2 and 7/9 equals to 25/9. And 2 cubed is 8. So we find the square root of 25 and 9, which is 5 and 3. 25 plus 5/3 minus 8 equals to 25 plus 1 and 2/3 minus 8. So we just add it up and we'll get 56/3. Then 56/3 have to convert it into 18 and 2/3.